Hell yeah.
There we go.
All right. Yep, there we go. Slobs is now recording. All right. Okay. Who's doing the intro?
Uh, Screw it. I'll do it if you don't want to.
Okay, sure. Fine. Go ahead.
Uh, Hi everybody. That is definitely an intro. Uh, my name is Babble. I'm a menace for today, and also playing an idiot. And I'm joined today by the wonderful.
Hi. I'm Hex. I'm playing not an idiot. Uh, I'm playing somebody on a very big mission, but it's fine. Vava von Vixen has to have a talk with somebody, and she by God is gonna do that.
Absolutely, and we love to see it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um, Speaking of said motherfucker, honestly, like he probably just woke up, probably heading down to the library again because that's become his
Mm-hmm.
favorite place. There are so many books in that library that he has not read yet. He's tempted to try and read them all while he's here,
Mm-hmm.
vibing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Unfortunately for Winn, he gets about 3 steps out of the hotel he's staying at when he hears a "Excuse me, sir. Are you Mr. Winn Chime?"
uh, he stops. He was probably doing a funny little kind of walk because he was happy. He's excited. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good day.
Mm-hmm.
But he
Mm-hmm.
turns around to see who this is. Doesn't
Yep.
recognize her at all. So he
Nope.
just has this kind of confused and stupid look on his face. And
That's that's fine.
he kind of tilts his head, and as he says, yes? How can I help you?
And standing before him is a an orange fox. She's only about Well, today she is actually about 5'8", because she's wearing very large heels, but don't worry about that. That's not important. Um,
I mean, he still
you
has to
can't
look up at
see
her.
them. It's Oh my God. How tall is Win?
He's 5'3". He's very small.
Oh my fucking God. But yeah, so today she's 5'8". Normally she's about 5'2", so she's actually normally shorter than Win, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. But she smiles, and uh it's a pretty predatory smile.
Huh.
um she just smiles and she says, "Ah, excellent. If I might have a word with you, sir."
Uh,
And
sure.
she takes his elbow and
Oh,
starts walking with him. She does not give him a chance to say yes or no.
okay. You can. I am more than willing to follow. You don't have to drag me anywhere. Am I being threatened? Is this what's going on?
Oh, threatened? Now, I'm a little offended that you would suggest such a thing.
Well, I mean, you just
But
grabbed me, and that's not. Normally, people only do that when I'm in trouble.
she's just calmly walking with him, like one hand on his elbow. Like it seems casual, but she smiles and she just, well, if you'll forgive this little interruption into your day, but I do rather need to talk to you about something.
Is it
Or
urgent?
rather, someone.
Okay. At this point, he's a little intimidated by this lady, this
Who just
very tall
appeared and
lady.
grabbed him.
Yeah, just came up to him, asked him to talk, grabbing him now. He doesn't know what to think. A little bit intimidated. He's just gonna go along with it. Like, yeah, okay, nope, this is happening now.
You have Internally, she's just like, "You are making this far too easy to move you around town. Why?"
Like I said, he's stupid.
He's so stupid. He's so stupid. But she's walking with him. But she just smiles and she says, "Oh, forgive my rudeness, by the way. I am Vava von Vixen. Uh, and well, I couldn't help but notice that you have been speaking with you have been speaking with Marcel."
Oh, yes. I'm I'm his mentor. He forgot the word for a moment. He forgot the word for a moment, and
Uh-huh.
uh, I want to say that I'm his uncle, but I also don't want to say that officially until he is okay with it. So, and he
Wait,
does
does
say
he
that out
actually say
loud.
that he's huh?
He does, in fact, say that out loud because he wants
Uh,
to respect Marcel's boundaries on that.
Vava? Hmm. Hmm.
Like he doesn't
Okay.
want to lie, but
Okay.
he wants to respect Marcel's boundaries on that.
That is completely understandable. Hey, Win, make an insight check real quick for me.
Oh, heck yeah. That's an 11.
Cool. You do not, in fact, catch the little pause in her stride, but she just kind of makes a little non-committal. Uncle, is that? Really? Is that so?
uh, yeah, I guess. I mean, if biologically speaking, yes. I.
Ah.
It's been. eh, it's been a time. But also, again, eh, he. You get the feel. You don't have to make an insight. He's uncertain about saying so officially, because again,
Mhm.
he knows how Marcel feels about it.
Yep. Yep. Understandable. Understandable. And going with what Vava knows about Marcel's family, which is entirely context clues. Um, her grip on Wynn's arm becomes
I
a
told
little
you he
bit
was
tighter.
stupid.
Yep, he's so stupid. I love this man. Her grip on his arm becomes a little tighter, but
He doesn't know how to not lie and not be and like not say it. I'm sorry.
no, it's totally fine.
No,
It's totally
I'm
fine.
responding to Vamp. I'm sorry. He doesn't want to lie anymore, but he doesn't know how to do it and not say anything.
Win has no wisdom. He doesn't know how to lie. It's okay.
He's trying so hard to be respectful, but he's stupid.
Oh God. Okay. Um. Fuck. Okay. Hang on. So her grip tightens a little bit, but she just makes a non-committal like, I see. And you'll do forgive me, sir, about being so forward on this, but
uh,
what on God's green earth are your intentions with Marcel?
are they like in an alleyway now? I'm guessing.
Uh, no, they are still casually kind of walking, but her voice has dropped to not be so obvious.
Um,
But if Win is going to like direct them anywhere, she'll let him. Like
uh, honestly, I think he's too afraid to try to lead. He knows he would not be able to beat her.
that is fair.
He knows where he is in terms of his abilities at this very moment. That is the
That is
one thing that
totally
I can
fair.
give him.
All that wisdom is going into knowing his limits.
Yup. So he is just letting her lead, and
Mm-hmm.
but that's about where his wisdom stops, because he doesn't really understand exactly what she's implying, but he's gonna be honest, like just to spend time with him. Also, I'm his mentor. I'm trying to, well, I mean, I don't know, teach him what I know,
I
which,
was about to say you don't know and you're mentoring him. Isn't that a little odd?
I mean, I
So
know
what are you
technical
meant?
things about magic.
Ah, I see. So you're mentoring him in magic.
I'm a wizard.
Yes, I gathered that. She kind of makes a vague, like, up and down of his outfit.
He just looks at her with the most stupid look, like, I don't understand what you want from me. Like, what else am I gonna tutor him in?
Listen, listen. He's stupid and she's suspicious. This is all they've got, man. But she kind of takes the lead there and just, well, you see, it seems rather convenient that an uncle would crawl out of the woodwork, offering to mentor Marcel shortly after he had a little, shall we say, dip into notoriety.
What?
And oh my God.
His head does the, like,
I
the
know.
tilt.
I know. Hang on, let me. Oh, okay. So, how completely clueless is Win right now?
You can physically see a fuck ton of question marks popping up around his head as he's doing this, like, tilt. And
Vava,
he's looking at you, and he's got this squint in his eyes, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Vava is staring at this man just like he cannot be this stupid. He can't be. This is impossible. But he can't be. No.
Joke's on you, Vava. He can be, and he is.
He can be and he is. She'll learn this. Just give her a second. But she, God.
You can intentionally try to ram him into a pole.
Uh, she's not gonna, but she's also not paying attention to anything in their path. So if there's something in their path that he's gonna slam into, please just put it there.
Great. I'm gonna have him roll perception.
Hmm.
That's 12. Damn it.
Hmm.
He only just
Hmm.
misses it. Maybe trips while he's trying to swerve around it to keep up with her.
You know what? He trips, and that's enough because that jostles Baba away like enough to like let go and step away from him. She is no longer holding the wizard. But now she's standing in front of him, arms crossed,
He was
looking at
absolutely.
him.
He
Hmm?
was absolutely trying to keep his balance, doing the whole, like, swirl of both arms kind of thing.
Yeah. She
And
raises a very unimpressed eyebrow.
he looks up once he has his balance, readjusts his hat, and he just stares at her nervously, just waiting for her to continue. He doesn't know what to do.
Okay. So her arms are crossed. She's giving him a very unimpressed look. You don't know how someone whose eyes are always closed can do that, but you know what? Marcel and Vava, they make it work. Um, but
Eyebrows are a hell of a
she
thing.
They are, and hers are perfect. But that's not important. Uh,
I would argue that it
she,
is.
it is very important, but it doesn't matter right now. She looks down at Winn, kind of down her nose at him, um, and if he were to glance around, he'd probably see a couple of people around town kind of looking and whispering because this is Vava and Vixen just out and about.
Let's
But
see if he notices that.
let's see if he notices that.
He does not.
Oh, Winn, honey. Yep, okay, he's too scared. That's fine. Um,
He's just looking up at this very tall woman.
this very tall. She's only tall because of the heels. But she looks down at him and she just, I have concerns based on prior experience of family members and friends crawling out of the woodwork to try and ride the coattails of someone who has gained a little bit of fame. And to see you suddenly appear in my son's life raises a couple of questions and concerns. And I am trying to make sure that you are not going to do anything to cause him any sort of grief.
Ma'am, I'm a teacher. I have no idea what you're talking about. Fame?
Okay,
When?
let me do one.
Why?
Let me
What
do
does
one
it?
more.
What is the
Hey,
fact
okay.
that I'm his uncle and I'm his teacher? What does that have to do with anything?
Cool, they both did. Okay. So Vava is looking at this man, and it's slowly like she's just like, is it really? Is it real? Is he really? And then she kind of, there's a very subtle shift in her posture, and she just, do you know what Marcel does for a living, sir?
Uh, no, not. I think. Well, he takes a moment to think on whether or not he has been told. I'm pretty sure by this point he has been told that he works. listen, listen. There's a lot of things that runs around in this man's head.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna say like he remembers at some point he's a chef at Dodo something Dodo studies.
The eyebrows go up,
I don't know what that is.
and very quietly, you can hear her go, oh my stars, you're just like him. It's, she just, you have no idea. You, I,
I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna refute that. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've just been following what you're saying because I don't. Listen. You're very tall. You are
Baba kind of,
incredibly tall, and you just grabbed me as I was trying to walk to the library.
Baba
I'm
kind of
sorry.
preens
That's
a little at tall,
intimidating.
but she kind of preens a little, but she just, yes, that was the intention. I've said already. But I guess I need to explain a little more and expound a bit.
Okay.
So she, the threatening tone is kind of out of her voice. She just, all right, walk with me. she's not threatening. She's still very clearly like on a mission. But
And he is
she
still so confused, and he does like this little hand gesture of like, okay, because
he doesn't know. She just walk with me. Let's get a coffee. I need one right now. She Win, don't let people take you to secondary locations. This is now a tertiary location, Win.
Even if he tried to run away, he's aware of the fact that he wouldn't get away.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
At this point, he's just like, all right, well, I mean, if I'm gonna die, then all right. But I think he's pretty sure, like, this lady could kill me, but she hasn't yet, so I'm probably good. Maybe.
You're probably good. Hey, Win, make a dex save real quick.
Oh, joy. Where is his dex save? There it is. It's just a regular +2. Wow.
Hey, Win, you did not see that trash can.
He falls into it. Yep. Head first.
Vava pauses because she heard a commotion. She turns around and sees Win in the trash. Just
he is trying to get out of it. And when
how
he
successful
does so,
is he?
Well, he's using his shoes, so I'm gonna roll. And given the fact that these were made by his daughter, they're incredibly chaotic, so I'm gonna give him disadvantage.
That's a 15. That's a nat 20. I'd say he gets out.
You see him put his feet together and just kind of like float up and over until he's upright. And then he just kind of drops.
There's a pause, and she just, are you all right, darling?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. This happens more often than I would really like to admit. And he says that as he's looking down and dusting himself off, trying to get everything off of him.
She just kind of picks a banana peel off of his hat gently and flicks it into the trash.
Thank you. He says that with the question mark because he doesn't know her intentions.
She's not furious and as sus anymore, but now there's still, yeah. But, she just, as I was saying, Marcel works as the chef in a movie studio. And recently, a rather popular trilogy was released, and his name appeared in the credits. And as someone who works in the film industry and has had a rather long career, I know a thing or two about family members suddenly crawling out of the woodwork, trying to maybe take advantage of someone in a position that could further themselves. And when you, and she gives that kind of side-eye look again, suddenly came, claiming to be a mentor to Marcel, and now his uncle, I, understandably, am a little concerned about your intentions.
I mean, given the family that we come from, I was expecting people to be sus anyways.
Yes, and Marcel does not talk about his family.
And for good reason! And he says that through gritted teeth.
Vava, Vava takes note of this. She is insanely curious, but she has not pried into Marcel's family from him, so she's not going to do that about Winn, uh, because that's a little underhanded. But
Yeah, no,
she
if you were to
just,
ask Winn about it right now, he would not want to say anything.
no, that's completely understandable, and Vava's not going to do that. But she just, I've gleaned a little through context clues that about his family. And so I think you might understand a little bit why I was aggressive, aggressive towards you.
Yeah, no, a little bit. I expected that from anyone who knew Marcel when I came around. Yeah,
Mhm.
that part is normal. Um, I can't say the same for the whole movie thing. I don't really watch movies. My daughters do, but I.
You and he are alike, are a lot alike in that aspect. She kind of sniffs, and you get the feeling her pride's a little hurt there, Win.
Uh, he doesn't know what to do about that. Like, he's
It's fine.
sorry, but at the
It's
same
this.
time, he's not. He's not
No,
that
don't be.
interested.
No, don't be. It's the same way she was a little hurt when Cell first knocked on her door 3 or 4 years ago. Just like, they don't know who I am. Tragic. Oh.
He's just looking at her confused, like, like, I don't know you. He
She
does not,
just,
in fact, know her.
it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. And she just shakes her head, just, I, the resemblance is uncanny. Oh, my stars. Okay. She's relaxing a tiny bit more now.
And he is still kind of tense, but that's just Winn being Winn.
He has been kind of kidnapped, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
It's understandable by this strange lady who has just openly admitted to being famous, and also he didn't catch it, but she did call Marcel her son. So
No, he did not catch that. And
nope.
honestly, like, I don't think Winn would even really question it, even if he did.
He's just vibing. He gets it.
Yeah, he's vibing. I mean, God, how many people is Winn planning to adopt at this point? It's the thing that
Uh,
happens.
he just trips over children.
He trips over children
They're
and then he ends up
adopted.
holding them. Like, oh God, no, I can't
They're not
protect them
another.
all. He has mentioned Miss Vava, but that doesn't mean he's putting two and two together.
God. Oh my God, Win. Win, you dumbass. I
He
love
is
you
very
so
much
much.
dumbass.
Hey, Win, there's a pole in front of you. Oh, good, you avoid the pole. You expertly step out of the way of the pole that jumped out at you.
Saw it out of the corner of his one good eye and just went like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Vava gives him a kind of look at that. Just, are you okay there, darling?
Yep, fine. Absolutely fine. Poles.
Yes, poles. They're stationary.
Are we really sure about that? No.
Oh my God.
And he's smiling like a dumbass at that because he's joking, but does Vava know he's joking?
I'm honestly like, I'm a roll and we're gonna find out. Yep, she knows. Nat 20, she knows. God. Also, Vamp said roll an int.
Okay. Alright. Let me see, what is your intelligence?
It
Thankfully
should
it's a
be
17.
good. It better be good.
It is.
Okay, good. That's an 18. I think Win, now that you are no longer actively being threatened, you might be able to put together that Marcel mentioned a Miss Vava at some point.
He stops dead in his tracks as the gears work in his brain.
All right. Vava also pauses and looks back at him.
He does the Spider-Man point, and he's like, "You're Miss Vava. you're you're the lady that Marcel was telling me about. Ah, it's nice to meet you."
Now it's her turn to look baffled.
He said nothing but good things about you. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Oh my god. Vava just he can't be. He cannot be this dumb. He can't be. He can't be. He really can't be.
He can, and he is.
He can and he is. Vava just, yes, I am Miss Vava von Vixen.
He
I
still doesn't
would.
know who she is via, like, movie star wise.
Oh no, no, no. No, that she's put that together. You would do well to refer to me as Madame Vixen.
Ah. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And she kind of, but she, like, the heat in her voice is not as, like, threatening. Just a, yes, only, it's that only one person gets to call me Miss Vava, voice.
You can physically see the, like, doom kind of aspect go over Winn as he gets that tone of voice. It's like, okay.
Okay, yep, don't call you that. All right. She, but she just, I'm glad Marcel at least says good things. Lord knows he could tell many a horror story about me. I'm sure.
Well, I don't really know. I'm not sure I've been told any. But you seem like a very lovely lady. So he just kind of shrugs after that.
I try. She's still kind of like whiplash at this like sudden shift in, oh, it's you. Just how can he? How? Mm, 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 mm. But she takes a moment to gather herself because this has not gone how she's planned. It started out as she planned and then she didn't.
Do you still want to go get coffee?
Yes, darling. Yes, let's and we can have an actual discussion like adults then.
This wasn't an adult discussion. He
This was
doesn't
more
look
of an
her in the
adult.
eyes as he says this. He's afraid to.
She just kind of gives that little laugh and she just goes, I do believe it is referred to as shovel talk.
He opens his mouth and then he shuts it. He's not sure what that means.
Well, let's see if she can pick that up. Yep, okay, so she just, oh my stars. She just, it was more of a threatening conversation to make sure that you did not hurt Marcel.
Okay.
But now
he just nods. Like, okay.
Winn, my darling. Okay. God. Oh my God. Okay, so
dodges another pull.
Dodges another pull. Excellent. You're doing great, Winn. Would Vava be able to piece this together? Let's see. That's a that. Would Vava be able to piece together with a 13 that he has a little issue with depth perception?
With how many things that he is very closely dodging despite the high rolls, and like the fact that he didn't see a trash can that was literally right in front of him and fell into it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious by this point. Like, he very clearly has glasses, but,
He also has hair over one eye.
yeah, and it does cover that lens in particular.
Yeah. She kind of gives him a side glance. Just, do you need me to guide you around all of the obstacles between here and the cafe, darling? She's not
No.
trying to sound condescending, I promise.
I'm sure, like, he's learned to, like, not assume that, but he
Mm-hmm.
still is a little self-conscious about it.
Understandable.
And so he just, looks up at her and murmurs, no, I'm good. Thank you, though. Much
All
appreciated.
right. All right. She just nods and keeps guiding him there, or keeps walking there, I mean. Because she's noticed he's narrowly avoided these. It's not like oh it just kind of no, he's having a hard time.
Let's see if
Poor
he
Winn.
notices something else, though. Yeah, that's a
15.
15 this time. I think he does notice that there are people looking.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just very confused at this.
Does he say anything?
Uh, no, but he's easily distracted. So,
Oh no, Winn.
like, he's looking
Well.
wildly at these people because he's not used to this kind of thing. And so he's
Mm-hmm.
just confused. Like, what the fuck is up with these people? Why do they keep
Yeah.
staring?
Yeah, no,
It's
and it's
impolite
not
to
just like a
stare.
glance. It is a stare. Like the people who like recognize that this is Vava are staring, and they're staring at her, and then they look at him, and then they look back at her, and it's just confusion and shock and that like surprised recognition of that's you. And yeah.
The
Hey,
perks of
Winn,
being a professor
famous.
instead of,
No, of a professor. Yeah, instead of an actor.
yeah, not as easily recognizable unless you're very much so into the scholar stuff.
Oh yeah. So, hey, Winn, I guess since you're distracted now, you have disadvantage on that next check.
Oh, hell yeah. I live for this.
Hey, that's a 5. Winn.
Immediately, he tries to look back, and instead he is met by a pole and ends up kissing it pretty much.
Just tongue.
Yeah.
Vava stops and looks back, alarmed.
He's doing that funny tune thing where, like, he's kind of in the air slightly and he is vibrating with the pole because from the
Yep.
force of the hit. But he balances himself once he's back on the ground and shakes his head and continues walking as if nothing happened.
Vava is just staring.
He is not going to address it. If she does not continue moving, he is just going to stop and look up at her, just waiting for her to lead.
She notices this because she did, in fact, stop. And then she kind of, as she starts walking, you know, darling, it's usually wise to not blindly follow somebody without realizing where you're going.
That is a very good point. Where are we going? That is his solution to it, just to ask. Where are we going exactly? Should we have
We are
been
going.
been there by now? I'm not exactly familiar with the town.
Vava just, oh my stars. I think he really is that stupid. She, just, there is a little cafe down the corner that I rather like that has a little bit of a private area where we won't be gawked at.
Come on.
And I was going to take you there for some coffee. And she says the name, and it's like, like, if when we're looking for like coffee shops, this one would have probably come up in the recommendeds. Uh, but yeah, it's not the most well known, but it's just a little cafe, and it's a little corner cafe. Uh, Looking ahead, he can see it right down the road from where they are now. But given that they had to walk a bit of a ways to get there, it wasn't, it wasn't immediately obvious where they were going. So she kind of led him a fair bit before he was told to maybe consider where he's going.
Yeah,
Oh,
and now that he
okay.
sees it in his sights, yeah, no, he's just chilling. He's vibing again.
He's vibing. Oh my god. Ugh. Winn. Vava just. Yes. Again, I.
You have his attention.
She seems kind of at a loss for words right now. Just like, how? How?
Is everything all right?
Yes, you can roll insight on that.
Absolutely, he's going to try. Emphasis on the try.
On the try. That's a 12. So with a 12, you totally get that not everything is like she's definitely like something's going on in that head. You have no idea what, but something is going on in that head, and she is desperately trying to reconcile with it. Like she is multitasking here, and she is working hard. If she were putting any more brain power into this, there would be a bit of steam coming out of her ears. But yeah.
All right.
That's an 8.
He reaches into his hammer space, making it very obvious what he's doing, and he slowly pulls out so that she is aware that he is not pulling out something dangerous. A juice box.
Oh my god.
And he hands it to her.
Oh my god. I have to ask, just for shits and giggles, what flavor?
I'm gonna roll a d4.
Yep, that's fair.
That's just a 4.
That's just a 4. That's still a 4. Hey, all right.
Probably cranberry.
Oh my god. Vava is the one who stops now.
He continued walking, but he was like following her until like he had to basically just turn around, and then he stops, and he's still just kind of holding it out for her, and he's looking at it and then at her, and he's confused, like, do you want the juice or no?
She takes it.
Like, you don't have to. I just
No, she takes it because those gears are now like turning very hard. And let me see if she can finally put it together. Hey, she kind of. You mentioned you had daughters.
Yes, I have 4 of them.
And it clicks. Just Dad.
I'm also planning to adopt 2 boys here soon. That is, if
her eyes kind of go. Her eyebrows go up. Pleasantly surprised.
He does
Just,
not understand why this is the way it is, but he's
doesn't
gonna roll
matter.
with it.
She kind of smiles and just, I have a daughter myself. It that was just a familiar thing. Sorry. Now I know what it's like to be on the receiving end. And she actually reaches tail, which is her hammer space. Oop, that's it. Oh God, hang on. Let's go back to the chat. Let's try that again. There we go. She reaches into her tail, fiddles around a bit, and pulls out a grape juice box. Same brand, probably.
If she is offering it to him, he's gonna take it.
You know what? Sure, she does.
He takes it without question, without bothering to test if it's like been poisoned or anything. And
Mhm.
he offers like a kind of toast.
Yep. She laughs and just kind of knocks them together. Just that's I now know what that feels like. Oh my God. It's just like they're standing outside this cafe now with a pair of juice boxes.
Who needs coffee when you are both parents with juice boxes?
Exactly. You keep a stash on you at all points. Who knows when you're gonna need a juice box? Oh my God. She does, though, even without going inside to order a drink, she does take him over to a table to sit.
And he, again, follows without question.
Oh my God, Winn. Just what Vava is just so struck by just, oh my stars, I could ruin him without trying. Oh no.
You really could. You really could. But then you'd probably have another problem to deal with.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. She's coming around. She's fine. It's it's fine. It's fine.
Everything is fine.
It's fine now. It's fine now, anyway. God, fucking Papa, just uh, what would she do now?
So, is there anything else in particular that you wanted to talk about?
I was most well. I have to admit, this did not go quite as I had envisioned. And she kind of leans back in the chair, crosses one leg over the other. I have had my fears about, well, you, assuaged, I guess, I suppose.
Understandable,
And
considering things. And he kind of looks to the side, sort of, about that. Still, mostly, like, insinuating the family aspect, because, yeah, that is exactly what he was expecting. And, Chunky, I love you. I do. Fuck off, please. Thank you. Being bothered by my cat.
Oh no. But she kind of, I guess, hmm. Now this is me actually going, what would she talk about? Because she now does want to get to know this man who is going to be who's going to be part of Marcel's life. Uh, so she kind of, so you're tutoring him in magic. What any specific uh word school. There we go.
Um, well,
Are you
I kind of do so for all the different kinds. So
Are you
Whichever
just a
one he
general
wants to
tutor?
learn.
Are you a general tutor, or you are getting the feeling Vava does not know who you are, Winn?
Mm. He doesn't know
Mm-hmm.
how to put into words exactly what it is that he does. Um,
Winn, you're a teacher.
that does not mean that he knows how to word good.
Just Winn, my darling dear.
I suppose you could consider it general.
Vava kind of laughs a little. Let me rephrase that. Do you tutor for a living?
Yes. That one, no
Okay.
hesitation at all. Just yes. He does.
Okay. 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 That's and she kind of pauses a moment because she she remembers this kid being eager to learn things, but also picking them up quickly. But now that's not the case. And so she's trying to figure out how to ask without like she's trying to figure out how to ask how hmm I'll just it can be worded more eloquently in your head because brain no word good. But she just kind of how are his studies going then? She is in mom mode now. So just FYI.
The thing is that I don't know if they've really had much opportunity to start lessons yet. Not yet.
Wynn's been too busy being threatened by everybody to actually teach herself.
Yeah, and honestly, he's more focused on letting Marcel have control of when and how he
Hmm.
starts his tutoring.
Understandable, yeah.
Um, and I think that's more so of like something that he would explain. Um,
Okay.
we haven't exactly started yet, and that's more so because I believe that the student should have control over when and how they want to study. I haven't gotten the word that Marcel wants to start just yet, and so I have mostly just been prepping for the day that he asks.
He nods along with that. And just that's that's good, actually. It's that's good. She she doesn't quite have a good proper response to that one. Just ah. So you she has mentally had that you get it kind of realization. Just ah. Do you teach any do you bleh. Do you tutor any others or have you in the past?
I I have, yes. Um, I'll explain to you the same thing that I explained to Marcel. Not I am not your most conventional mentor. My methods of teaching are not well suited to the needs of every single student that I have come across, and I have had to unfortunately make the bleh, decision to help them look for a mentor that can suit their needs.
She again nods and just, I can understand unconventional mess. I've had to become a little unconventional myself when I was teaching myself. So that at least I can relate to that one.
He
You are
smiles
when
kindly.
you are slowly racking up points of, yep, okay, not so bad. So
He still doesn't know what to make of Vava, but like it's not
that's
anything
understandable.
bad. It's more so just like he's not processing a lot right now.
When you can't be no thoughts head empty with strangers. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, that is his state of being right at this very moment. He was caught
No.
off guard so much that now he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll process this later.
We'll deal with all of this later. We'll just put this over here and deal with it never. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. God. She does have a moment of pause and she just, are you planning to stay in Toontown for long? Or, well, I guess, because she recalls he was in, a hotel. But,
um, Possibly. I might be moving here. It depends on what the boys want. Because I don't want to move them around too much. The girls are used to moving around,
hmm
more so for jobs and unfortunate circumstances.
She nods, just, mm-hmm.
um, so if the boys do not want to, and he keeps calling the two, uh, Hugh and March, the two boys that he's
hmm
planning on adopting soon, the boys, because
The boys.
yeah, those are his boys.
Fun fact,
He,
Vava also knows who March is, but shh.
he does not, in
Don't
fact,
worry about
know that March is a superstar either. So,
it. God, I love it. Oh, Winn. It's okay.
so,
Don't worry about it.
so yeah, no, there's that. But he says it very affectionately,
Mm-hmm.
and
Vava kind of smiles, and I can recommend Toontown, although it is not without its mm, challenges. It does suffer a bit of plot syndrome.
uh-huh. So it would seem.
Yes, it might I recommend, and she does point out like, well, she just kind of recommends just might I, the outskirts, the neighboring areas of Toontown. Knick-Knack is a rather nice place, rather quiet.
I will consider. And he is
If you
absolutely making a mental note of that. He is not just brushing it aside, but he is also, once again, it is one of those circumstances where he is moving with what
the
his
flow,
children
yeah.
wants.
Yeah, absolutely. Vava is simply just making a suggestion because a family of 6 kids in the middle of Toontown.
Ah,
So
God,
she's not like,
Poor Pain is going to be, or Winn at a lot of points, is going to be alone with all six of them.
oh jeez. Oh jeez.
At any given point in time, especially when either Winn or Pain or both of them, um, that poor babysitter,
Yep.
because Winn is planning on going with a small group of people to maybe do something dangerous. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Shh. It's fine. Shh.
Don't worry about it.
Shh. Don't worry about it. But she kind
Sometime
of
soon.
smiles a little. It's just it it was just where I considered when I first moved here is all, darling. I'm merely offering some advice for, well, a family.
No, completely understandable. I I am absolutely going to pitch the idea to uh, the entire family. It is a family
Mm.
decision. Um,
She nods rather approvingly at that. Just Tell me about your family, love, darling.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of blinks at that little thing because he's not A, he's not used to that. B, that.
Yeah.
Not gonna address it.
Don't worry. Shh.
Just ignoring it. We don't have time to unpack all that.
Mhm.
um,
Listen, she might not, but she's totally not looking at him and seeing Marcel. Shh, it's fine.
uh, God, I lost my train of thought, and not gonna lie, Winn probably did too, for a moment.
Aw, poor Winn.
Uh, uh, but he mentions his husband, Flamingo Payne,
Mm-hmm.
and his girls. I think I had the list of names, but I don't have it up right now, so I
Yeah,
can't
that's
tell.
fine.
I can't list their names. But
No, it's
they're all
fine.
basically just XPs of the Witch Hat crew.
Yep,
It's very
understandable.
soft.
Mm-hmm.
I did change their names so that it wasn't exact, so apologies.
No, it's totally fine.
Um,
It's totally fine.
but he does have photos of them, and I'm going to see if he can pull those
Yes,
out. And
I
I
was
swear
about
to
to say,
God,
does he show photos?
he has a photo album instead of a wallet that he just pulls out of his hat and plops on the table, and it is a big ass fucking album.
Vava is now leaning over eagerly because oh boy, photos.
I just realized that I have those photos on my phone.
Oh boy.
Grabbing my phone.
Oh yeah.
Let me pull them up. It would be lovely if you would load, please. Thanking you. No, it is not the Denny's parking lot that I desire. Okie doke. Let's see. Do I still have those references? I do indeed. Awesome sauce. Alright, there's one. Two, three. Let me see if I can find one of his husband.
Babies.
Can I find one of the most flamboyant man?
Oh boy.
My God, there is a particular photo that where he has his hands in front of him, leaning forward on a table, and they're like, I don't know how to explain, but it is
Mm-hmm.
the most flamboyant thing in the entire world, and I
Excellent.
live for it.
Excellent. Vava just eagerly looking at all of these photos, just like commenting on each of them and just kind of fawning over his children. As mothers do when they're shown pictures of other people's kids.
Oh, and Winn absolutely has the biggest smile on his face as, like, he shows them off. He absolutely adores his daughters. He
Yay!
loves them so much. And, like,
I imagine she can pick up on that easy.
oh, absolutely. There's, like, little happy flowers floating around his head and everything, and sparkles. He's so happy. And he is very much so a Ghiblian. um, they all start at different ages, though, when the photos start for each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the one for, I think, the second to last photo that I sent in the roll zone, which would be
Yeah.
the XP of Coco, who I actually think I nicknamed her Doe,
Aw.
because she got doe eyes and it's adorable. Um,
Aw.
she's, her photos don't start until maybe about a year back.
Okay. Hmm. Vava kind of notes this and then uh she just are they all she just kind of because she you mentioned adopting the boys. Did you adopt all of the girls as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Um,
Oh.
he notes, like, when he takes a photo of when he first adopts the children.
Mm-hmm.
So there is absolutely a photo of. Some of them don't entirely look all that pleased. It was a rocky start for a couple,
Oh.
but that was
Yeah,
to
I mean
be
that's I mean,
expected.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that's understandable, like, yeah. But
But the
and then
first
just
one was there since she was just a baby.
oh. What about the second to last one?
Um,
Is that like the first photo is a year ago is of the adoption?
yeah, it's of the
Okay.
adoption. He doesn't go into details of um, how and why they were in the
Mm-hmm.
adoption setting in the first
That's
place.
no, that's understandable. That's not really something that you would discuss with a stranger,
No,
quite
and that
frankly.
isn't something that he himself would want to either. That is something that he leaves up
Exactly.
to the girls to tell people.
Absolutely, yeah. But and Baba has enough like she doesn't, pry. She just was curious about were they all adopted and she asks how old all of them are.
They are around the same age. They're all around 10 to 12.
Aww. And then how old are the boys you're adopting?
I believe one is 17 and the other is 15.
Ah, teenagers, have fun there.
I remember when I was a teenager. Poor Zan.
Poor Zan indeed. But Baba doesn't know that, so it's fine. She
Don't
just
worry about it.
kind of laughs a little. She laughs a little and then she she equally again into her hammer space just pulls out a little wallet, but or a little clutch, and she shows a picture of Vivi. She just well, my daughter's 7, about to turn 8 this year. Well, in a couple of months, and about to turn 8. Uh, oh God, in like 3 months. Sorry, I just saw what you sent.
That is pretty much like the energy that his husband Flamingo Payne exudes. But anyways, Vivi,
Fantastic.
it,
Fantastic. But yeah, Vava particularly shows this photo, which is clearly of a younger version of her daughter, but uh, and then a more recent of. But she has several pictures of like Vivi as a baby and then Vivi now. The ones of her now are a little harder to get photos of because she's constantly moving.
he understands that like there's probably a bunch of photos in his photo album that are just blurs.
But she shows a couple pictures of Vivi and is just, this is my daughter. She's
Oh,
going to be 8 in a few months.
oh, he's just listening intently, and he already loves this kid. Doesn't know her, already loves this kid. He's a
Bonding over
dad.
children.
He is a dad. He loves kids.
Hmm. But she tells him about how she's taking dance lessons and how her teacher has been not has to, but has been making like, accommodations for her because of her vision impairment. And she's just talking about Vivi and like going on, and she's just I this one was surprising when she found out that Marcel was actually So when she found out that she could call Marcel her brother, she actually shapeshifted on her own to look like him for a brief moment.
Oh. Oh.
Little human child. I don't know where the one I drew of her is, but I'll hang on. Here we go. She actually has a picture of it. There we go.
When you show
Poor
that
thing.
photo, like, he almost looks like he could cry from how adorable that is.
She's laughing. She's just poor thing didn't quite know how to change back for a while, but we figured it out.
Oh. Oh, that's precious.
Yes, she's just now learning about her magic. It's I will admit it's been a little hard finding someone that can teach her, but well, we're making do. She is just like she is just fawning and just kind of bragging about her kid and fawning over Wynn's kids.
You say
You know.
transformation, yes?
Oh, yes. Well, Marcel believes, well, when it happened, Marcel was the one who tweaked it. She is a kitsune.
Hmm. I do not know much about transformation. However, I do know somebody who does.
You have Vava's full attention.
So, I'm gonna roll a d2, and whether or not he
Mm-hmm.
calls him this. Okay! So, my father, Zan, specializes particularly in um, transformation. I believe, out of character, I'm pretty sure that's what Uni has said.
Yeah,
I will retcon
that'll
this
be a
if
thing
not.
to. Yeah, we can go back and fix that if that ends up not being the case.
But I can talk to him about this and see if I can offer any possible insight or pointers next time.
Vava is. Roll me an insight win real quick. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
The look on Vava's face is uh very much very much a surprised one. Um she's she is very she was not prepared for this man that she kind of high-key threatened uh to suddenly offer this kind of uh offer this solution just for casual conversation. Um and and there's like the longer she looks at Wynn with this shocked expression, the more like recognition appears. Like,
He's not thinking anything of it. This is just something that he does.
yeah. But it's just it's when you get the distinct feeling that when she is looking at you right now, she's seeing someone else. How about that? For just a brief second. For just the briefest moment, but then she just kind of smiles, shakes her head in a fond way, and then just says, I would be very grateful for that.
I'm not gonna
If
lie, I feel like Win just. Win had an
Mhm.
emotion when he noticed that Vava was not seeing him.
Mhm.
wasn't great, but we don't have time to unpack all that.
It's just, it wasn't a bad, like, that's not him she's looking at. It was more like he reminded her very much of somebody for a second.
No, yeah, that is entirely valid. I'm
Yeah.
not sure he's really all that comfortable with that.
Aw. Man,
And
no,
like,
honey.
I don't think he blames anybody for it. He knows perfectly well that there's a lot of resemblance between him and Marcel. I think it's
Yeah.
just more so the fact like
Uh-oh. Don't worry about it, Winn. It's fine. I mean, you can worry about it. You're allowed, but.
uh, but it's once again like it's a split second thought. Not gonna think too much about it. I don't think he
Mhm.
really cares enough about it to really. It doesn't bother him
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, I get that. Just, yeah, I get that. I get that. But
But he just
Vava,
smiles.
Vava is smiling as well, and would she? That is not how you type that. Let's. Oh, I have caps lock on. That's why. Yes. So Vava, after a moment, she kind of lets the silence hang for a minute, and then she seems to be fighting with her pride. Um, and then she kind of, I apologize for coming on so aggressively earlier.
Um, he looks confused
It comes
again.
completely out of the blue, just
Yeah, and he looks confused again, and he just it's fine.
I would argue that it is not fine, darling. You did kind of let me kidnap you.
He doesn't really have words. He's trying to speak, but he can't, and he just kind of shrugs like, ah.
The look she is giving him is just, really?
He is staring at her very stupidly.
She's just, Winn, oh my God, you are this stupid.
uh,
She,
yes.
wait, does he actually?
Yeah, he does.
One, Mama's mortified she said that. Two, she's mortified he agreed with her.
Well, what is he gonna argue?
She just, oh my God, if I don't protect this man, he is going to die in Toontown. Oh no, oh no. Vava just very kind of shocked. Just, I should not have said that. That was incredibly rude. I apologize again.
Don't apologize. I mean, you're not wrong. And he takes a sip of his juice.
Of his juice box.
Yeah, just
She
casually,
just
as
kind
if
of
that's
looks
just a
at him
normal
like,
conversation.
I. Congratulations, she has no words. Just, you've stumped her, Winn. Congrats.
Well, I mean, if she's not going to say anything, he's going to start asking her about her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't you want it to keep going?
Yep, I'm. No, that's fine. Sorry, I'm gathering. So she would tell him, this is where she's finally telling him that she is a very famous and well-known actress. Um, and how she, has been in several movies, recently moved to Toontown to work with director Moves. Uh,
He has no idea who that is.
yep, yep. That's she's expecting this. She kind of lists a few of his movies just nonchalantly, but doesn't expect any recognition here. She's yep,
He
She's
doesn't.
tweaked it. She's tweaked it by now.
Uh, he doesn't recognize the movies, but he probably recognizes the songs more so than
That's
anything.
that's understandable completely.
It,
But
it's
she
it's a
talks
very
about that.
Disney-esque thing.
Yeah. But she talks about that. She she brief like she mentions she briefly mentions that Marcel lived with her for a brief period and helped with her daughter. Uh this would have been 2 years ago? 3 years ago. 3 years ago? Timelines are wibbly wobbly. Uh Cell was 18. That's uh but she mentioned Cell would have briefly lived with her while helping her with Vivi. Uh and that's how she knew him initially. Uh Trying to think of anything else that she would feel the need to mention. Hmm. Hmm.
He's just listening this time.
Yep. Yep. Uh it's a very she gives a very brief for someone who has such a long film career. It's a very brief thing primarily because he wouldn't know. Like
I mean, that
he
doesn't mean he's
wouldn't
not
know.
interested in like learning about her.
Aw. Uh but she does she does mention that her husband she met her husband like during her first movie. uh Mentions that they were together for a long time, briefly mentions his passing uh in a very just it's one of those it happened a long time ago ret speaking, so to speak. But it happened a long time ago, sort of deals. And uh he was funny enough the one who taught her to uh how to use a knife and how to do a lot of interesting things that ended up helping her a lot in her movie career, surprisingly.
Huh. He is
And
still entirely listening. But do you want to
mhm.
make a perception check?
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Boop. That's an 18.
Maybe it's that because the sun is starting to set, the light is hitting it, but you absolutely see that he has a sword.
Ah, interesting. Is it on his hip or is
Yes,
it
it's
okay.
on his hip.
Okay.
He has not paid it
Vava
any mind at all the entire time.
Vava just kind of cat she just is I but yes, I've learned how to use a knife. I learned how to use a short sword, a rapier. I even taught Marcel how to fight with how to knife fight. He's advancing rather well.
I actually let him use my sword the other day, and he glances down at it, finally paying it some mind.
Uh-huh.
um, it
Vava kind of perks up. Just how did he do?
admittedly a little bit clumsy, but that is to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
It's a short sword, so
He's
heavier than a dagger.
yes, it is a bit of an adjustment for the weight. Do you
But he did very well. Destroyed a parking lot. It was great.
Vava nods very approvingly at that. Just glances at the sword and is just You use it, do you use those often? Or is it more for backup? Would be the best way that I know how to word it. Excuse me, sorry.
Um, it is more so a last resort. Not necessarily because of, well, yes, because I'm not really interested in violence.
Mm-hmm.
I've had quite enough of that, thanking you.
She kind of nods, just mm-hmm.
Um, but also, it's not necessarily meant for hurting people. It is.
Her head does kind of tilt at that. Very curious, because it's a sword.
So, several years ago, my husband and I uh, put together our abilities to make a sword. And as you can expect, it is exactly what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But we call it the Rain Cleaver. Basically, its purpose is to part water.
She kind of sits up at that, just fascinating. And
It,
it actually does this.
yes,
Fascinating.
I can temporarily part a river in certain places. Of course, it can't go all the way across a river or a lake or things like that, but it can do so enough to be helpful in certain situations.
Vava is now staring at this short sword, just utterly fascinated.
Uh, I don't know this area very well. Do you know if there is any running water nearby?
Absolutely, there's the Mississippi River.
Well, if you would like to take a literal stab at the Mr. Zippy River, don't worry about that flub. You are more than welcome to try it
uh,
out.
uh, mm, 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 mm. Vava very, she kind of, well, it is getting rather late. If you are all right with that, I would love to. That was to hold on to her excitement.
Sure. And he's just like, yeah, sure, why not? Like that's his basic demeanor about it. He's just like, I don't care. Sure.
Okay.
He's very casual about it.
Win. Vava is very excited to try this out. Listen, she does not have magic. She is so stoked about this. She wants to try. If I had rolled any lower, she would be vibrating.
Once again, he is going to let her lead the way because he does not know where this is.
Yep, that's fine. She is leading him. It's a lot more casual now. She's, in fact, in stride with him and not dragging or anything. Like, she's chill now.
Still, though, this is like what the fourth, fifth location that she's taken him to.
Yes, this is now the fourth. This is now the fourth location she has taken him to. She has noted this. She is still alarmed by how easy it is for this man to just be taken places. Um, and she will comment on it. It's a little lighthearted.
He
But
makes
also
lighthearted
just
jokes back, but like in the middle of that, of one of the quips, he trips.
Vava's just, are you all right there, darling?
As per his usual, he stands back up and he keeps going as if nothing happened, and he just nods and smiles and continues talking.
How many more times does he trip on this quick journey?
I don't know, let's see. Twice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it runs into something.
Vava is looking at this man and is just has like the look has finally like cemented in just, oh my stars, he's stupid.
Yes.
Like, it's there, just like we've got our name drop. Oh my god, he's an idiot. Oh my stars. The cafe was like the dawning horror, and now it's just sunk in.
And if she says this out loud, he does not at all refute this. He does not
She
defend
keeps it
himself.
inside. She does not say it this time. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Oh my god. She's having a moment of just, how did I ever think this man was a threat?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, but just how did she think this man was a threat? Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, look at this. Look at this twink. with his what? With his -2 to strength. His hardy 6 to strength. Come on.
Oh my god.
What is he going to do?
Oh
no! Struggle to lift you to death? This man struggles to lift a pile of books.
God, he's even weaker. He's just. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay. God. Vava is just so struck by this. She's just having a moment as they walk. Just, yes. Okay.
Actually, hold on.
Once they get there on the banks of the river, it's a very fast river, actually.
I think he went a little bit ahead, just like letting her have her moment. But he slips into the river.
He slips into the river. Oh no! Oh no!
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's a fast river. I just said.
I know. It's fine. Consider what he has with him.
That, you know what? That's fair. Vava does have a brief moment of panic, though. Just, oh no!
Alright. Alright, let's see. Hold on. Is there anything? No, there is not anything that would make it better. I'm gonna give him advantage because he knows how the fuck to use his weapon. Alright, well. You know what? This is fun. Fun FPS. Fuck you, Dice Parser. Thank you very much. You have tortured Winn enough today. Immediately, you see water kind of sploosh upwards from where a good 20 feet away from where you saw him. Yep. 20 feet down the river. And, he is using his rain cleaver to stop the water.
Yep.
He is drenching wet. But he's fine.
Vava is staring. She is equal parts surprised, worried, and utterly shocked. Just, oh wow.
And he is using his shoes to float up, and as soon as he is out of the water line from the river, he lets it go, and the water is back to rushing in that particular area. It really doesn't cover that much area. It covers maybe about, I don't know, 15 feet in a radius.
Yeah.
So it's really not that much, but it's enough for a situation like this.
Vava is still impressed. Still impressed. She is, she watches him just come back to the shore, just, oh, wow.
Uh, he
She
does
has no
not look
words.
happy about that either, though.
Aw.
Roll me an insight.
Vava does not have insight. That's a fucking nat 20 though, I guess. So hey.
You can tell that he fucking hates water.
Oh no.
Like, there's a mixture uh, of like, frustration, anger, and terror.
Oh no. She just, once she kind of registers that, she's just, "Are you all right, darling?" And immediately into the hammer space, she just comes out with a very large towel.
Um, he backs away from that, and while, like, he
Hmm.
actually signs this time, I
Hmm.
appreciate it. I really do. That is very sweet. I, I would rather not be touched after that. And
She she stops, just, uh, all right.
um,
Are
and
you all right though, darling?
he gives a unsure nod, but he also puts his thumbs together, which have two rings on them,
Hmm.
and he points the rings surprisingly flat. Like, there's a chunk of metal on the rings that is just flat, and they seem to have sigils on it.
Yeah.
Uh, at himself, and it blows him dry.
Oh. Well, the towel goes back, but she.
And that is basically how he casts Gust.
Nice. Excellent. Vava is with that nat 20. Uh Vava has a moment and just like she kind of, "Would you like me to take you back home or to your hotel, darling?"
He looks at her and then at his sword, which he
Just
has
her,
not let go of.
yeah,
Um,
her hands are clasped very like in front of her. Just she's very like she can recognize signs. She's understand like she gets what's going on, kind like, and she's not going to make him stay, she's not going to make him stay in a situation that has clearly made him very like, you know.
by the way, this only happened because I thought it'd be funny if he fell in the river. But only afterwards did I remember that, oh, wait, no. He has PTSD from that.
Whoopsies.
Shit.
It's okay. It's fine.
uh,
It happens sometimes. It's fine.
uh, he looks at the river, he looks at the sword, he looks at her. Does Vava still want to try the sword?
Quite frankly, um, if he is okay with staying, then she would very like she would try it. But if he wants to leave, she is more than like willing to delay, like basically, uh the sword is not important right now. How about that?
Yeah. And I think taking that in, I think this is more so just like, I don't know how to explain, but he wants to let her try it.
Hmm.
It's like, he's not. There is no particular reason other than the fact that he knows that that might be fun for her to do. He is
Yeah.
literally just. He wants her to have fun.
Okay. All
And
right.
so he considers for a moment before presenting her his sword, hilt first.
Okay. She takes it and then gives him a very, are you sure?
He nods,
Okay. All
but he
right.
is going to stay where he is.
That is completely understandable. She gives the short sword a couple of like experimental twirls in her hand to give it like to get used to the weight and such. But she very much understands that. That's totally fine. But she's going to step down and give this she does is there anything I need to specifically do to uh hmm?
uh, he just kind of makes like a motion of just stick it in there. Just stab it. You
Yeah,
just
just stab
stab.
it. Okay, stab the water. All right.
You just stab.
You just it's not that hard, bro. You just stab. It's not that deep.
In this case, it really isn't.
It really isn't that deep. Listen, she doesn't know. She doesn't know magic. But she just nods. Again, experimental twirl, little flourish, and then just does. Yep, she stabs it. She just gives it a stab.
And it parts for her.
She is so. The look, you don't even need to roll this, and Wynn could probably see it even from there, but the look of shock and delight on her face is just so palpable. Like, even with what just happened, she is still utterly delighted.
If she like tilts it any particular way, the water will also move to adjust for that change of force.
Oh, she absolutely is now experimenting with that. Absolutely.
So if she tilts it backwards, um, the water will kind of try to go backwards in kind of like a looping wave,
Mm-hmm.
struggling to continue to go forward. It's trying so hard.
Yeah.
And it actually, you can feel it get very difficult to keep there when you do that. Because you
Okay.
are
Yeah.
basically you applying force to an immovable object that is
Yes.
continuing to try and go forward.
The more that she like kind of maneuvers the sword, her tail starts to like twitch and wag. She's Listen, she's never done anything like this before. This is exciting.
What's even cooler is when if she tilts it forward, more forward than when it was just like
Mm-hmm.
straight up, or something, straight forward.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah,
Uh, it goes over her
yeah. Oh, yes. Okay.
and makes like a kind of dome of water around her.
So here's a question. If she were to like that's tilting the sword and such. If she were to physically move the sword in the water, would that
Hmm. Do you mean like flick it or swing it?
like yeah,
So if you were to swing it, it would basically be kind of like you're cutting the water, but it
okay.
would be a lot more visible.
Hmm.
Basically, like you're taking a whole ass chunk out of it, but really you're just
Yeah.
moving it.
Yeah. Because Vava's getting curious now with this. And she listen, I just had in my head the image of her just like starting to do a little bit of flourish around like making just having a bit of fun. And almost she's not water bending, but she's basically water bending at this point is what she's like.
Like
That,
very loosely water bending, and it's
that's what I've
absolutely
been like,
amazing.
huh? Oh
It
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's like she's stepping into the river and just use and keeps like basically swinging the sword to keep herself dry.
I will say the longer that you use it, the harder it gets to use.
Understandable. That makes perfect sense, honestly. Let me do one quick bloop. Okay. Um, so she does start to get like she does start to realize like catch this and uh get tired, and she wisely makes her way out before she gets too tired. So,
Yes, good.
but she is grinning full force, just uh her tail is wagging excitedly. Um like her ears are twitching. She is a freaking teenager again who just saw something cool. Like she is beaming at Winn.
And he is beaming back. He has been beaming the entire time. Like, seeing
Actually,
her
ooh, I'm gonna
happy has made him incredibly happy.
yay! I want to see a thing. You know what? I'm gonna say it does. For a brief period there, when you did not see a fox, you actually saw a five-tailed fox, like having fun in the water, ever so briefly. But then when she stepped back out, she was just back to normal fox.
That is valid. He's
Yeah,
not going to touch on that at all.
that's fine. That's totally fine.
It's
But
not any of his business.
Vava is just Vava just had the time of her life, and she presents the sword back to him, hilt first, and she's like panting and she's grinning and she's that was the most incredible thing I have ever done in my life.
There's one more thing that you can do with the sword.
Oh,
You have to trust me, though.
she tilts her head curiously.
And he is walking towards the river again, being more careful this time.
Mm-hmm.
And he stops at the very edge. And he's shaking slightly, but he's got this.
Okay.
Um, when I said you have to trust me, I would actually need you to grab a hold of me because we're gonna have to fly.
Um, um, hmm.
And he is looking back at her when he says this.
Hmm.
You don't have to.
Hmm. Oh my God, Baba. Holy shit. Uh,
Is Vava an adrenaline junkie or something?
you know what? A little bit, yeah. Listen, shh, don't worry about it. It's fine. But I was also seeing like, is she willing to take this risk? Is she? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay, Vava. All right. All right. So she steps up to Win, and this man has given her no reason to not trust him. They just bonded over children. So she just nods and just, all right, darling. I'm eager to see what else this thing can do.
Alright. And he makes sure first that she is holding on well enough for him to take off. And then he puts his feet together. And they
Hmm.
start floating in the air. And he goes directly to the middle of the Mr. Zippy River.
Yep.
And he points the sword down as if he's going to force it into the ground.
Okay.
And he swiftly starts to lower.
Vava's grip on him clings a little tighter.
That is
She can
entirely
swim,
valid.
but she can swim. She has good athletics, but it's still terrifying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he is the closer you get to the water, the more you Vava can feel him shaking.
Hmm. She's just, why did he offer this? He's nervous, but it's all right. He actually, that would probably be what makes her like, he's more nervous of water than she is. Like, he's more nervous about this than she is, and he's willing to do it. That's probably part of what's like, keeping her from, freaking out too bad.
Well, you get all the way to the bottom of the center of the Mr. Zippy River, and as you go down, it forms seemingly like a swirling circle of water before it becomes a dome of water until you're all the way at the very bottom, and you are just surrounded by swirling water as he
Va
pushes it into the ground.
Vava is looking around, utterly mesmerized.
You
Like
can
she has no words. She is just, oh my stars. Look at that.
And I have no idea if there are any animals or fish or anything like that in the Mr. Zippy River, but if there are, you can still see them despite the how fast it's going.
I
Swimming
imagine they're
around.
probably, yeah. Vava is just utter like she slowly lets go of Winn and is just looking around.
And there's like it's a 15-foot dome.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
So she has room.
yeah, she's just I mean, again, she is a teenager. This is the coolest thing she has seen in a very long time. Like, utterly fascinated.
Okay, so he cannot let go of the sword, otherwise he
That's
is not.
that's understandable. That's understandable
Well, actually, I'm going
for
to give
Winn.
him advantage because of the fact that it is literally the bottom of the river.
Yeah.
And all right,
That's a 10.
he can
That's
let go for a
average.
little bit,
Yeah.
but there will be a point where he's going to have to like grab back onto it if he wants to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Very
That's fair.
slowly,
But
he lets go, and he looks around with her.
this is utterly incredible. And you made it.
Yeah.
Like she is just staring out at the water around them, like utterly like earnest and just wow.
I had a lot of help from my husband and several other of my family members. It took years to make, but yes.
This is incredible. And she looks back at him just there are she has she's just this is incredible to her. She is
He doesn't really know what to say either. He just looks at her, and this is perhaps the softest smile that you have ever seen on his
oh,
face. And honestly, I would argue that this is probably the softest smile that he has ever given someone. Outside of his daughters and his husband, of course.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is like you don't have to roll an insight. This kind of thing is what he
Mm-hmm.
does. This is what he lives
Okay.
for.
She's just like there's that it kind of I don't want to say it clicks because it clicked earlier, but like she's definitely looking at him in a different light now, and it's a good one. It's a very good light. Um, she's she she steps back towards Win and offers her arm again. Uh offers her arm to him because she's not sure how long he can keep this up, but she's not going to make him like stay at the bottom of the river for long.
Yeah, no, he does eventually
Yeah,
have to like grab a hold of
the sword.
the
Yeah.
sword because it starts to tip a little bit, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, that wouldn't be a good thing. Um,
No.
so, and when he does grab onto it, he looks at her like, we should probably go.
She. Yes. Of course. Of course. She comes back and again holds on to him so that they can leave the bottom of the river.
And I'm gonna say they do so entirely safely, and it's really pretty
Yay.
all the way up to the top, and he floats a good bit above the water before the entire time across before landing
Hmm.
safely on the ground.
Hell yeah. Popeye's. Uh. She lets go and just steps back, but and gives him the most like genuine smile she's given him since. She's just that that was absolutely amazing. Thank you for showing me that. And I think she's gonna offer to take him back to his hotel now because it's late. And
Yeah,
we have been going for 2 hours.
we have, and there's another FPS here in a few
Yeah.
minutes. I just noticed.
Yeah,
I looked
so
at the
we should
calendar.
yeah, so we should wrap this one up.
Yeah, no, and he's just gonna follow. He's gonna follow.
Hmm.
And that I think that is a wonderful place to end it.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you everybody for listening. Tune in next
Yeah.
time.